Hello, welcome to our learning community. Today we are going to learn more about SQL commands, so let's dive in. SQL commands are instructions that can help you to interact with the database depending on what you want to achieve. We can look at SQL from three different perspectives based on its functionality. From a data manipulation perspective, we have commands that are used to manipulate data within the database tables. These commands deal with the actual data that is stored in the database. We can also look at SQL as a data definition language, and we have commands that can help you to define, modify the structure of the database, such as creating, altering, and deleting tables or the database schema. We can also look at SQL as a data control language. We have commands that help you to control the access to the database by managing permissions and roles. SQL will grant you mechanisms that can help you to revoke permissions or grant permissions to users, which will ensure data security and integrity. In summary, SQL can be segmented into three different formats. We have commands that can help you to manipulate data, for example, select, insert, update, or delete. Mostly, the DML commands deal with the actual data that is stored in the database. You can roll back the DML commands. If you've mistakenly run a certain command, you can roll it back. DDL commands help you to define the structure of the database or the tables. Some of the commands include create, alter, drop, or truncate. Mostly, these commands affect the database schema. Some of the commands can be rolled back partially, while some of them can't. Once you've performed those commands, that's it. Lastly, we have DCL commands. They deal with the control of permissions. Some of the DCL commands include grant and revoke. DCL commands usually affect the user access. Once you run DCL commands, you cannot roll them back. So you must be very keen before you perform any DCL commands using SQL. Here are some of the most common SQL or SQL commands. The select command enables you to extract data from a database. Another command that we have is update. This usually deals with updating of the data within the database. The delete command enables you to delete data from a database. If you want to create a new database, you run the create database command. You can also use SQL to create a new table using the create table command. If you want to perform some alterations on the table, including changing the schema, you run the alter table command. If you want to do away with that table, you just run the drop table command. Lastly, we also have indices. When you want to create an index on an SQL table, you will run the create index command. In our practical session, we'll be performing real-world examples of SQL commands. All our videos are usually hosted here on YouTube. You can always support our learning community by subscribing, sharing, liking, or sometimes leaving feedback, depending on what you want us to improve on. See you in the next video. We will be installing a MySQL server for us to be able to run SQL commands.